James Zogby is the president of the Arab American Institute. He's also director of Zogby Research, which conducts surveys in the Middle East. That drop in Dearborn of support, was that all Gaza, or was there something else going on?
I think there were two factors. Gaza and Lebanon obviously were central. I think the other was a failure of the Harris campaign to reach out, the candidate directly to reach out to Arab Americans. There's a great Tip O'Neill story when he lost his first election and went to his neighbor and said, "Did you vote for me?" And she said, "No." And he said, "Why not?" And she said, "You never asked me."
But if they're angry about Gaza and Lebanon, they were supporting a president who told Benjamin Netanyahu, do whatever it takes. 80% of those in the exit polls who said that U.S. support for Israel is not strong enough voted for Trump. How do you reconcile that? Well, talking about that, I mean, the final Friday of the campaign, we saw Donald Trump in a halal cafe in Dearborn with the mayor of Hamtramck. Is this outreach, is this sort of open dialogue, open door going to continue in the presidency, do you think?
I don't think so. And I think, there's a reckoning that will come. People have buyer's remorse. It wasn't a shotgun wedding. It was a blind date wedding. Some of them know what they're going to get. Some of them have hope against hope that they'll get something different. But frankly, they're not going to get anything different. And I think Donald Trump's been very clear about that they're not going to get anything different. But they were punishing Democrats, or they were voting their Republican values, and they were voting for the guy that came to them. Look, this is a community that is hurting. They're desperate, and they're very traumatized by what's happening. Somebody comes to them and says, "I'm for peace, and I'll be with you." So they swallowed their doubt, and they said, we're going to do it, and we're going to teach the Democrats a lesson.
But you seem to be saying that they want peace, but they may not get it?
They want peace, but Donald Trump's idea of peace, I think, is the peace of a graveyard. I don't think it's going to be a peace that's going to be based on justice or on any recognition of Palestinian rights. He's never shown that to be the case. His four-year record is exactly the opposite, and I think the steps that Netanyahu is taking in just the last 2 days, announcing that Gaza will be evacuated in the north and no one is going to come back to their homes, which have been destroyed mostly. But he's also not going to let aid in, because in defiance of the Biden administration requirement that aid come in, because he said there's nobody left there. Why? Because he's evicted them all. Netanyahu knows that with Trump, he'll be able to have a free hand. He's already had a free hand with Biden, but a freer hand. And people, I think, are going to be deeply disappointed by what Donald Trump will do, and angry.